What's up everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today I tried my hand at street photography, and these are the 5 things that I took away from it that I think you should know before you go try it yourself. And if you stay until the end, I'm going to give you a bonus tip, a 6th tip, only until you stay to the end. Here we go. Street photography has always been intriguing to me because you never know what you're going to see or what you're going to encounter while you're out there. It's kind of like wildlife and landscape photography. You know your landscape, landscape is your buildings and stuff, and then your mountains are always going to be there, but you never know what kind of people you're going to see. So it was actually quite interesting to me. So I tried my hand at this today. I took a metric F-ton of pictures while I was out there today. And I'm going to show, and the ones I'm about to show you are the ones that made the cut. Let's get into it. All right, so the first picture I got is this is a picture of a place called Trapper Jack's Trading Post. It's essentially just a tchotchke shop for all the tourists in town. I like it. It's kind of a staple in Anchorage. All these little gift shops, they're all over. So I'm across the street. I got this at, I'm shooting this at 24, so my wide angle, as wide as I got a 24. I was down low, pretty much on the ground. I thought it was kind of cool. The camera was, at least. I was knelt down. And I was just rocking basic 131 over 320 seconds. I kept it at f8 most of the time, and my ISO stayed around 160. It was kind of in the shade. I like this picture because I like the view up. I like the shadows on it. I really enjoyed the construction sign. I really enjoyed the construction sign. Kind of gives it that real good urban vibe. I really like this one. Looks pretty good. I turned it black and white, just the color. I didn't like the color. I thought the black and white gave it an ambiance. It was kind of neat. All right, and then so in Anchorage, they like to paint things. They like to paint the trash cans. They like to paint all the power boxes. They like to paint the sides of buildings. Kind of gives us some color because in the winter it gets a little gloomy. So they like to use a lot of color. So the next couple things I'll show you is it kind of interests me and got a lot of color. All right, this is a wall inside of a building. I'm not really sure where it was, but anyways, once again, I'm at 50 millimeters, 1/32, 1 over 320 seconds, f8. ISO was only 160. I really like this. I just thought it was neat. And then after I took the picture, I realized that it's got eyeballs staring at you. It's kind of creepy. But what I learned, this one, I thought it was interesting. It doesn't really tell a story, but I like it, so I thought it was kind of neat. This here is a trash can. This is what I was saying, that they paint all the trash cans and do a video on it. Take them all the pictures of all the trash cans. They're kind of neat. I picked this one specifically because it had an altimeter on it. Aviation is a big thing up here in Alaska, so kind of makes a big deal, so I thought it was neat. Once again, it has a little bit of an urban feel. I like that low looking up, so I thought that was kind of neat. Here's another one. Once again, trash cans, kind of neat. It's got fireweed. If you guys don't know, fireweed's our state flower. Probably the only state that you're allowed to pick your state flower. You can make stuff out of it. They're really pretty flowers. They bloom right now, about mid-September, early September, they're all gone. It means we're going to get snow soon. This is about 50 millimeters too. And another one, bald eagle. Of course, we all know bald eagles are synonymous with Alaska. We have a lot of them. They're really fun to photograph, and hopefully I can get a telephoto lens soon and get some good pictures of them. Just thought it was kind of neat. You guys are probably asking why those cages are around the trees. Well, that's because there's moose, and it minimizes the moose eating the trees. Here's another one. This is a electrical box. Once again, it has fireweed on it. I liked how the light was hitting it. It's a little blown out there on the right-hand side. The cabin behind it is the Welcome Center for Anchorage. It's really sure what the significance of that building is, but it is the Welcome Center, so you can go in there and get pamphlets and things to do and stuff like that. And this one I thought was kind of neat because for two things. One, because once again, the trash cans, I don't know, I guess it's better than having just a plain brown trash can. Ulus, they had that building back there. It looks like it's closed, but Ulus are a knife that one or a couple of the tribes up here created, and they use it for skinning and everything else. So it's kind of like synonymous with Alaska. Okay, so after doing this session, these are the 5 things that I took away from doing this for the first time, and these are 5 things I think you should know before you go ahead and do street photography for the first time, or even if you have done it before and you're going out again and maybe you didn't know these. These are the 5 things that I think you should know. Number 1, take less stuff. You have to carry it around. For instance, you don't need a tripod. You're not going to need a tripod for this. So try to minimize what you think you're going to need. Don't try to plan for your contingencies of you're like, hey, I might need this, might need that. Make a plan. Take what you need to do, what you want to do, what you want to accomplish, so you don't have to carry it all around. Number 2, try to use the smallest lens that you have or that you can for what you're trying to achieve. You're walking around with this camera all day or however long you're doing it, and you're trying to be a little bit incognito mode. So having a big lens is going to make you stick out, or it's going to make your arms tired for carrying around a big heavy lens. Don't undercut yourself. Don't bring something that you don't think is going to achieve what you need to achieve, but bring the smallest lenses that you feel that you can use to achieve what you are trying to achieve with your pictures. Number 3, use a strap. It doesn't matter if it's a neck strap, if it's a wrist strap, if it's a hand strap, whatever that may be, use a strap. And there's 2 sub-reasons for this. One, you don't want to drop your expensive camera, right? You don't want to drop it. What happens if it slips out of your hand or something like that? You always got to have it tied to you. Number 2, there is not good people out there. Somebody could run by, try to grab your camera from you and run off with it. If it's tied to you, they're not going to take it. I personally like to use the wrist strap from Peak Design. Tip number 4, there's 2 different ways I believe you can go about doing street photography. You can do what I like to consider like the sit around and tree stand hunting, where you find a spot that you like and you wait for your subjects to come through that alley or come through that opening that you like where the light's coming in and you get a good photo. Or you can walk around. You can do a walk and stalk. Just walk around the blocks and see what's going on and see what you can find to capture. Any of these ways are just fine, because you could find a nice arch or a structural piece of around town that has the light coming through it. You're just like, I can't wait for the right subject to walk through this. I'm going to get a sweet picture. So tack it in 2 different ways. These are things to learn. Tack it in 2 different ways. Either you can sit and wait, or you can walk and stalk. Whichever one you want. Hey, it's a free world, and that's why it's called art. You can do whatever you want. Number 5, which if I was ranking these would probably be number 1, but I put it at number 5 because I figured it was just a good number 5. Know your laws in your country, in your state, and in your city. I know that here in the United States, you're covered by your First Amendment rights for the most part, that you can photograph people and video people in public. However, different states, different countries, if you're watching from a different country, may have different laws and you may get in trouble. So make sure you know your laws about videotaping, photography, and taking pictures of people in your country, and if it's legal or what you can do. Because I know that some cities and states, you have to have, if you're doing a commercial gig, you have to have a permit. But if you're just a hobbyist, you do not. You're covered by your First Amendment right. Just know your laws. That way you stay out of trouble and you don't get in trouble for doing what you're doing and you're having a good time. All right, here is, you guys all stayed here just for this, didn't you? The bonus tip, and I promised you one, and here we go. An ND filter. I didn't think I needed one. I was like, man, I'm just going into town. I don't need an ND filter. Why do I need an ND filter? You need an ND filter. Trust me, I needed one. I could have got a lot better images well, having it. I feel that ND filter should be always in your kit and always in your bag, because you never know when you're going to need to be able to stop down that light a little bit to get a better exposure. So my sixth and bonus tip is bring an ND filter when you're going into street photography. Bring an ND filter everywhere. I feel, I'm going to say this probably multiple times on this channel, bring an ND filter. I feel an ND filter is necessity, should be an everyday carry in your camera bag. Overall, it was a fun experience. I'm not much of a city guy. I'm more of a out in the country, out in the wilderness guy. I'm not a big fan of people, but I did find that walking around in town was a little bit more interesting with the camera, because I wasn't worried about people. I was more worried about trying to find good subjects or trying to find good composition. So I feel that this is for you, the introverts and extroverts. It doesn't matter. You know, me being a vet, I don't like lots of people around, but I enjoyed it. And I definitely will do this again. And I definitely will encounter this in different cities and try to get different shots. Make sure you like and subscribe to this channel and to this video. It helps us out with our algorithm, and helps you out and lets you know, sends you notifications when we put out new content, so you can learn more stuff about your hobbies. And remember, get out there, have some fun, and enjoy life. Until next time.